Yo, KNG. Alliance. Kingston, Jamaica. Uno. King Shiloh. 1995 witness it, murder for great. Brooklyn, Kingston, Barbican, that's how you place. Kill the first jump on with a big 21. Shiloh dub it with the bang till Roksi drop the bomb. Now the world start here with, music start here with. Radio start play with, new dance start here with. So don't compare with, you're on another level. Go and go circle Brooklyn back to Jamaica, then we tell you say King Shiloh sound. Who see this a King Shiloh sound? I told them. For the Roksi killer had to scold them. No mercy. Uno.
Big up yourself in the Stero.
Uno. Well, Shiloh step up in the clash. Sound like that, so don't forget. Shiloh rise to the top. From them bust, them never flop. We still the rise, we never drop. You lose the girl, we find the spot. Say she wait to find them up. Shiloh tough like Circle back. We put the get up and we back. Then put the get up on the map. Reach when me put the hat. Me set me goals and go for that. Don't delay me run the track. Super Bowl when me go rock. Platinum me got the block. Shiloh pop out the clock. Graveyard of the leg. The dopey where we make. King Shiloh so no try disrespect. Unfortunately, bullet you we get. From the Shiloh them me set this in the class. Them on the architect. See some sound we play to wait. Where we do them can't repair. We not even little respect with it. Part where we play. Somebody the hands of feet. Them Shiloh no feel no way. Cause them don't know. Say at the end of the day you Joe. A King Shiloh so. Shiloh doesn't know all of them clown. I told them. I'm gonna scold them. Who know?
Easy, Mr. Bounty Killer. Me say 3 more songs and Sterofish ask for a request. See, them say play 1 more song. So I'm gonna dig up that song and when I build and write. Be a magic bill it. See? This song is the last one requested by Steroboom.
It's a tune played by King Shiloh, man, Supreme, man. And Mikey Spice and Anthony Malva, me I tell you, boy, I can't test them things, you know. Magic the school, man. Roksi killer, me I tell you, man. Professor Blue, man, run things for years, man. Dash him a rude boy, cause you don't know, so when I play things one time, we are run this thing, and this thing I say.
Voice Malva.
King Shiloh play. Shiloh kill them with dub and style. Shiloh are the champion. We rule the world. And all that they bring on, and even more. Shiloh kill the sound and we no care. And that's for sure. We kill them with the sound, throw them to the ground. Know the Shiloh sound and not come around. And you know we are the best in any contest. Shiloh rule. Whoa, whoa, ready or not. Ooh, yeah. Shiloh kill our whole run town and more. Well, all that we've got is dope. Shiloh kill those idiot sound and more. Spice, what am I saying?
Oh yeah. Yes, I'm Tony Marble. Listen out. Sound boy, yes, you better say your prayer for more strain and misery. Yes, King Shiloh, I gonna kick you up. Oh yes, we gonna put you under for more strain. Yes, in misery. Tonight it's war again. Shiloh now go back to friend. Oh yeah. Stand boy, it's war again. Shiloh come tell them because we not beg no friend. Oh yeah.
Rise to the wall. Easy, Mr. Cancer. Stout style out of Boston. Easy, we fresh, we see out of Tampa. Big up Destiny, DMV best. Raw quality. Easy, King Kirk, Eternity. Stereo boom in the building. Easy, Alice in Ion. Easy, Linnell. thing called special request. Every boom they do and hear them tunes in, you know?
And more, well,
Out of dub life.
all that we've got is dope. Shiloh kill those idiot sound. And more.
Each and every Saturday. Want to big up all the Dub for Dub UK crew. All the Team Torrent crew. All the RDDM crew. All the streamers. Keeping SOUNDCLASH alive. Yo, hold on. Stop that a minute. Because right now, we have a special guest in our place. We are talking about, not even special guest, we are talking about foundation special guest. Let me turn up this bomb. Foundation special guest. Them man, you might tell you. Them man me I talk about right now, we're about to bring right over in this corner right here. When we are little youth, them man a shoot big sound, you know, my youth. We are talking about big sound, you know. And I send them back to Jamaica in a body bag, you know, my youth. Yo, you don't know what going on over here. Me some blood. Me say, them man, when them a kill sound, them a send them back to Jamaica as a youth. And I send back big man back over Jamaica. You think a joke? Right now, yo, step up, you. You think a joke, man. You have to come in and tell the people them about yourself. Introduce yourself. Come in and introduce yourself.
Yo, good night, massive. You don't know, a Stero fish, bad no bitch from ever since. But we change it. We dash with that from long time, from 2006. Yeah, man. See it? I mean, man, Stero boom, it changed. See it? You know, it changed for the positive. I gotta say, enough respect to Goldie. We know Goldie for years. You see me, I say bad boy, salute. See? You don't know all the bad boy family. You don't know Stevie Dan. See? Yeah, man. Super Dan. All of them, man. Yo, see? Crown Heights massive to the fullest. You know, say me a Flatbush 90s, yo. So, respect Joe, Brooklyn. You don't know, loving or bad. See? Everybody on the live, we're there. See? I gotta say, shout out to this man here. I've been listening to his dub plates. And the creativity is through the roof. If you really listen keenly and carefully how he voices his songs and the rhythms, man, I gotta give you enough respect. It's a joy to see the creativity that's on the next level. Because back in my days, it was a little bit slower. But this, since computers and technology has come into place, you can do so much things. And I've been listening to your dub plate. You sound like you have every artist, every young artist out there. There's nothing left, no space, no room. You see me? I say, but keep it going, Shiloh. Matter of fact, for the 2024, you know, who's on the list? Because I'm listening to your dub plates and your tune alone, you don't even need an MC like me or Goldie to kill yourself, you know. See, so for the 2024, do you have a selective sound that you want to go against in a SOUNDCLASH?
Anybody, no matter, anybody.
Anybody. I know it's anybody. Do you have a particular apps out there? I want to know, do you have somebody that say, yeah?
Not really. I don't really have a sound with directly I want to kill, but anybody of substance.
Anybody with substance. Okay, who you say, Goldie? Anybody down here in Atlanta? About
Eternity would be a good one.
yeah, what? Well, Nolan can tell you my history, you know. See, he get a one kill off of me way back in the days, back before I joined LP. I have a song called Poison Dart, and we clash in our backyard. And then they play a song called Aristocrat. Yeah, from New York, right? So, them time they were a little baby sound, see, so him have him sound, him bring his sound in our backyard, see, them time there. We couldn't keep no dance really until Mama and Papa fly out, see, so then they have vacation. So, yeah, right, so we say, all right, we go talk to the neighbors them because we don't want the neighbors them come back, you know, tell their parents, anyway, clash go on and things, so. Them time that we used to go in the record store, Superpower, Witty, LYFE, and find some dub plate, 45. You know what I say? But that's a grand. So you know me I play Fuzzy George. You sound boy, you got that song. Now them type of tune there. This man, no. There was a tune at time and Ninja Man run the place, you know. So we're talking about the late 80s. There's a song called Dan Badman. And it depend on a hip hop rhythm. So that was kind of like the first time you hear Ninja Man on a hip hop kind of rhythm. So you go look it up, right? If you can't look it up, Dan Badman by Ninja Man on a pick out label. That time they pick out, well, you know, cover me and I'm song then. Take time to know. If you don't know pick out. So anyway, the man played that song, then the tune get pulled up about 3-4 times, and so that's what me did. But you see, after that, I said, no, sir. So, the man born in the war, so he would tell you, say, yeah, me kill me. I said, all right, then get one thing. So at that time, he get a one off. But You versus Eternity sounds like a good clash. And based on the songs that I've been hearing, you might come out victorious, brother. Yo, you hear them bunty? Me not hear no old bunty. I hear new bunty where the man vice it and change the lyrics, bro. And the rhythms. If you listen keenly out there, everybody on the live, if you listen to the creativity and the rhythms that he's been playing and where it matched the voice, that is something you new selectors and new sound owners and new, I guess, engineers and y'all got to be creative with this thing now. Y'all have the reins to move forward in the SOUNDCLASH thing. Yeah, they got so.
What's a big problem? A lot of these sounds are follow sound. If a song no bust, them not gonna play it.
Well, here's the thing. Sometimes when it's not broken, don't fix it. You know how you know when a dub plate is very good is when every song vice it the same way how you vice it.
That's true.
All right.
But you still have something.
Yes,
You
if
have
you
to
can.
make how new song get out there.
That is true. That is true.
You have to have the person to make it for everybody follow. Sometimes. I'll give you an example. Stone Love have a junior read. Stone Love have fit it, and then put it on the Far East, right? Every song, round the world, vice it the same way. Some try to change it, but it does not impact and has the same effect True.
pertaining to the one that Stone Love have, because LP have it, but we cut it different. Right, but I'm talking about it's on the same Far East, but we just put so no absence and the selective we'll and come again, boy, and brrr, then cha la 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 la. But when Stone Love did play that in a stadium back in the days, eruption, I make every song vice. Give you another example. Bayside same rhythm, Far East, right? Now there was a song that vice it originally on the original rhythm. But who made it popular on the Far East? The Barry Salmon. Men and they try to kill us something. Men, bass artist. I make every song after that. So there's certain things from the right, for the right. You know what I'm saying? So there's just certain things and certain songs it just fit that rhythm. It makes no sense. You try to change it. You could try, and if it work, it work. But there's just certain songs have to go on certain rhythms. Especially when it comes to singing. That's my opinion.
Every song got tuned with every song have, but every song I believe need to have a set of songs that's them.
That is true.
And usually it's something that you kind of put out there, and it kind of just stick to you. You know what I mean?
That's why I asked you to say, play an anthem that signifies King Shiloh, and you played the Anthony Malvo and Mikey Spice. I have never heard a combination like that before. And the harmonies and the backgrounds, that's so vital, because we as soundman and engineers, we are like producers. And we're kind of remaking and refixing and remixing songs that were already put out. The best ones are the ones that have voice on a different rhythm, but it sound like it should have make on the original rhythm. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So if a song on the 45 is on the Far East, but you put it on the Kutchi and it sound great on the Kutchi, like it should have vice originally on the Kutchi, you improved it. You see what I'm saying? And that's one of the keys I think is fundamental in a song like some. Nowadays you have some song, they put it on the same rhythm as the 45. All they did was change the lyrics. And yeah, that can work sometimes, but it just don't, because me, I'm from the old school. I'm from the place where you just play the tune and you're not for saying nothing. The tune alone I kill you from start to finish. You know what I say? You just say, somebody hear this from intro. You song from the intro I kill you. And then when the rhythm come in the forward, that's how I, from my era. It's changed and it evolved. Hopefully it evolved for the better.
When my advice, I write my intro them. Sometimes for the artists, when we want them send out the intro, that makes a big difference. Especially if it's a first song we are going to start with. To make the statement, that's very important.
Very important. From if you listen to some of the old cassettes and dancehall, then it was no intro. Intro is the way, all you hear this, you don't even know, say, I don't play it till this artist call the song name. Then you know, say, I don't play it, you just hear it, boom, doom, 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 doom. You trying to conquer King Shiloh. You know what I'm saying? You have to say nothing. I like music like that.
I even remember like the pre-releases when on the dub when you used to have a record, but only you could play that cut of it, which made it special back in those times. I don't know if you remember them styles.
Yeah, I remember them style where only. But see, here's the thing now. To me, that's cool. Where only you can play it, exclusive. But you know when a song is popular, when 10 songs play the same song, because popularity matters. We try.
It became popular though.
Yes, but I'm saying though, if you alone play this, not you know what I'm saying. At that dope back in nowadays, people in the party want to hear songs that they can recognize. We want to play hits, right? The hits is getting the forward. There's only few selectors, and this is where your skill, whoever skill comes into place. When you can play a song that nobody knows, I'm busted. Ricky Chupa was famous for that. Panta was famous for that. I was famous for that. I think Goldie too. Right? A lot of people don't know Goldie history, right? Goldie? With certain songs that we bust and push in a dance and made it popular. Those are the great ones who can make every song follow. So yeah, I may have bust that tune because
you got to know what them, for how it, for structure, for make it work. And timing when you play it.
That's true too. Yeah, that's the difference between DJing and selecting. That's right. Selectors play right tunes at the right time. Okay, a lot of these are just mixes and they BPM. What do you call it? BPMs, right? And just match the rhythm and there's no coordination. There's no, I guess, what would you call it? A nice word to put it. Direction. You know what I'm saying? First you play a girl song, then you play a ganja song, and then you go on a God song, then a dancing song. But where I was taught, girl song, you know what I'm saying? Then bad man, right. Singer before DJ. That was a rule, an old time rule. Now I don't know these selectors. They'll play a artist, a DJ artist, and then they'll bring in a singer behind it. I'm like, it rubs me the wrong way. I'm like, I'm like, that's just me. Maybe I'm old-fashioned, but just to me, there's a certain way to play reggae music. Reggae music to me, and this is just my opinion, there's a right way and a wrong way to play reggae music. All right? It's not like hip-hop. It's not like pop songs. It's not like gospel. It's not like anything else. There is a right and a wrong way to play reggae music. You will have some select and rhythm too. You have someone who will play a fast rhythm, then go in a slow rhythm. Yeah, and I'm just like, To me, I was taught you build it up. Rhythm selection has a key to it. All right, so you start off with your little cherry baby or your little thing, and then you step up the pace and thing, and then you end it off with a faster rhythm or something like that. Yeah, and then boom. So that's how I would think, because you want to end your round with a You don't want to die down that round and make it easier for the next selector to just play a you know what I'm saying? You want to end your round on a high note, so to speak. And a lot of selectors don't do that anymore. All right? Next thing we clash into back in the days, what we call it, what do we say? Pop up. Yeah, yo, I got pop off a foot and
Yeah, get rid of my song. Like, get rid of, maybe them have a big combination anthem, it'll chop off one of the artists, them are.
Right. Yeah. So, but here's the thing with now. So, we're in modern warfare.
Yeah.
I know you have a big song. We will make you play it. because
Counteraction.
either counteraction or me have to find a song in my box that's not really the same song, but something that will counteract the lyrics from your song.
Exactly.
You see me I say? So I'll make it play it. But this shows my greatness because me not afraid of your gunshot. You know me I say? Me not afraid. Kill me. Play anything you want. Kill me. Me have something you saw. If murder anything where you play. That's my mentality. Yeah, that's
Good at that.
yeah.
Good at that. To make you play the song and the counteraction is right there. I like Babyface would I say the antidote did it.
Yeah, right. The antidote did it. So me not afraid. Me not afraid of no song where you have. I hate when them said, listen, Bayside is known for that. Why would you play that? Come on, what you afraid of? You afraid of that song there? You really? Now it's a tactic. I get it. But someone will just play it just for do it. You know what I say? There's no I would say tactic to it. You see me I say? They would play the first part. I don't know. I say, okay, you know what I'm saying?
You see, what I'm seeing is, all right, there's levels. Obviously, you got like an LP level, then they got the B and the smaller sounds. So if you're going up against a sound and you kind of feel to them on a song like that, you know, some I got lock off the sound tonight, you just burning song, cause you know, so probably by a third round, they probably don't even have no more song for play. But if it's an LP and Addies now, it's a little different. You ain't gonna burn out the
Right. There's nothing.
That's why I'm saying it all depends on the league and the level. So in that sense, I get what you're saying. But if you're going for a lockup, just lock off them boy and get through that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, listen, I understand exactly what they say, and it's pertaining to the dance. But just most of the dance, this is what I'm talking about. The homework. All these sounds are just doing their homework. Really doing their homework. Right now, there's a sound out there that's just impressed me from the day one that I heard them, Young Guns.
Yeah.
Young Guns is exceptional. Right now, they're on a tear right now. Don't they have a clash down here coming up in 2024? But they had a clash. Who they clash?
They clashed Cosmic.
They cast Cosmic.
Yeah.
And same thing like rhythm selections and the way they cut their dubs, it was impressive. Not just because a female was selected, but the way they constructed their tunes. Because you could have, you could have a Bishop, you could have Cat Williams, whoever playing your sound, a celebrity playing your sound. If you ain't playing the music, that's the key right there. The music gets the forward, not no MC, not nobody else. The music that you play get the forward. All right. That's the next thing I want to address also about these new sounds. When you're playing your music, cause I watch it. You have a lot of sound men like they're not used to forward, I call it. So as soon as they get the forward, what them do? Kill the momentum.
Yeah.
So nowadays, selectors out there, I want you to follow me and listen to me keenly. We have a thing when I say Jamaica, make it right? And I call it the Steph Curry effect. So what Steph Curry do when him hit the first 3-pointer? What him do? Him hit another one, right? Then him hit another one. Then him get another one. Before him do all the antics, right? Before him the antics. So the same way you play your song. He said, no pull up. Make it right. The people are ball out them short. Make it right. Then you get another forward after you get the first one. And then you come on and you make it run. Make the tune right, brother.
Yeah.
Make the tune right. Act like you've been there before. Act like you had got forwards before.
I agree
This
with
is
that,
nothing.
100%. That's some green.
This
Oh,
is nothing.
shit.
I've got 3 in a row. Then you pull up, pause, and wake up, fan break. Yeah, man. You cool it off. You know what I mean? That's what I will, and maybe it's my personal, but that's what I like to do, and this is what we used to do in the juggling.
I ain't gonna lie. There's times I've been playing, and I know this. My build my vibe for reach that, and somebody in the dance come, kill my momentum and pull up the song. No,
That's
good though. It's from a fan.
That's good. And you know why it's good? Because Clash nowadays has become more visual than hearing.
Yeah, true.
So people want to see that, and they react to that. So that's okay. But then now before my time, we had to pull back the needle. Find it from this now, you just push a button and start it from the rhythm and you're gone again.
That's true. It's true. It's true.
It's just a vibe thing. Because by the time, what Matarans used to have a thing called Japan wheel, and the arm and the knee go broke.
Yeah, for real.
So all them technology has brought it to a different place, and it's good. At one time when laptop came out, them cost you could mix. Now,
I remember you mixing on the turntable. You have to be careful so it not jump. Because when I like mix the punks for mix, if y'all make your speech and I fuck that mix up, you gonna look bad.
they gotta we look back. You know something too. Also another thing that bothers me is the pitch. So a lot of selectors differentiate the pitch with the pace. So what I mean by that is the pitch. The song sounds like Alvin and the Chipmunks. Too fast. The voice and the rhythm is too. It's playing too. It's playing too fast. You can play fast. That's the pace. So the song is not playing that long. So that's the pace. But the pitch needs to slow down.
Exactly.
You can play fast without the pitch being fast. And a lot of selectors out there got to start doing that. It sounds awful. I'm like, yo, Bunty enough a song like,
For real.
yeah, there's a song away. You see me?
Them for delete that sync button too, you know. After all them controller, just delete it. But nah, man.
The thing is, you have to know for you.
No. Hear this. Like you say, we come from the original days. It wasn't no sync button, bro. It was your finger holding the side of the record like this, bro. It wasn't no sync button. That sync button make you sound like a chipmunk. Like you said, Bounty be sounding like a chipmunk with that sync button. Because if you push it at the wrong time with the wrong record on the other side,
Yeah, you messed up.
it's over. It's over. But hold on. Quick question. You were talking about right. No. You were right. When the people, no, hear this. We don't want to hear that, man. You're my brethren for 19 how long. You're my brethren before Jesus get slippers in her, bro. All right? So hear this. Hear this right now to the crowd. When did you originally start playing music? Because the people them want to know, you know. You killed most of the biggest song with LP, you know, and people them don't even know that. But they going to know right now, bro. Hear this.
All right.
When you got involved, tell the people your story, bro.
Okay. So, I was playing music way before I joined LP. My older brother was a DJ for a radio station in Boston. He go by the name of Devin Blackstar. So I grew up in the hip hop. Hip hop was just fresh, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. And you know, started that way, break dancing, pop locking. I never did graffiti. I did what?
The fat lace Adidas.
Yes, I did all of that. Yeah, the Pumas and the shell top Adidas. We did all of that. Growing up, I've got to find the pictures, but you know, use your daddy stereo. That's my sound. Take your daddy turntables. You know what I'm saying? And play those songs and from the 70s and blah blah blah. So, but when I really got into it was 1987. The first record that I bought was for Frankie Paul. I think it was Sarah. So I bought Sarah. That's my first. Yeah, that's it.
Honestly, the first year my first record was 87 too.
Yeah.
I remember that's when Stitchy get DJ of the year. I think.
Yeah, that's it. Huh? That's right. Stitchy got DJ of the year with Admiral Bailey. Yes, he got Admiral Bailey. I got 86. Check. Okay, good. Yeah, so we remember that year. So 87 is where I started, right? I had a neighbor named Michael Ingram. I just spoke to him the other day, who was my teacher and my mentor. Brought me to certain dance hall classes. At that time, it was rubber dub days, where the man take up the microphone and talk and DJ live. And you only would hear vocals. You would hear no DJ on a dub plate. It was a DJ live. Right, so I started that, and I named my sound Poison Dart. Okay. Heard that before, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So my sound was Poison Dart. Then
That was 87.
that's 87.
And what were you with? This was Boston?
This is
Where you
Brooklyn.
at?
I'm Brooklyn. East Flatbush. Okay, East 45th between Clarendon and Cortellia. All right, if you know over there, so you know over there. So that's my block. I was born in the 90s. Yeah, so LP was up the road on 46 between Foster and Farragut. Puma had with his brother over there, and they had the sound. Now, Puma was a rubber dub sound from back in the days where they had artists like Red Fox, Naturally, Big up Baby Lou. My brother, one of my mentors who taught me how to DJ, Wagatu, them call him. Blacker P. Yes, I used to DJ. I used to sing. I try to sing. I try to be a singer before a DJ, but I try to do everything. Shinehead was my influence. Yes, to mix the hip hop with the reggae. Blah blah blah. So I don't know why they cursing out Sensia, but anyway, that's a different thing, right? Oh, I call off my foot. Oh, well, go on, yes sir. Oh, go on. What call me?
Say, yo, big me up, me see you on the national. Yeah, man.
I don't know that person, but anyway. So, I used to hang out. Was a box boy, try to get in the dance free. You with LP.
So question. So right after Poison Dot, you went to LP. Or
All right, so I'm about to get to that. All right, so,
Yeah, the history.
so, 87 to 91.
Okay.
1991, LP had a clash against Afrique. The original MC went through a little situation. Click, click. You already know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's right. That was Super Dan. That was another Super. I don't want to go to a personal thing, but we're virgin see him, shout him out, right? Because LP did have two Super Dan. All right, so I guess one was spelled SUPA and one was SUPER. Right, so yeah, it's a super and super. Right, so based on my memory, I don't know. Somebody went to him and said, "Yo, Stero can blah blah blah." So that's all right because same dance that I told you about in the backyard. That we clash against service. Boom, I forward and show love that night there. Never forget, shout him out. So he showed things. It's all right, boom. We'll try it because he heard me clash before. So and I used to vice dub plates, and I used to, like I said, watch him thing. So this is the guy who on the bench, moving up. So the night, he tell me, said, do this, do that, and I was nervous as hell. You're going against Afrique, all right? At Africa House. Okay. Okay, Africa House. I'll never forget, 1990 was cold that day. But anyway, we went in there, so who showed up? Rest in peace, Super Claude and Crazy Richie. And that time there, Junior Reed forward back and get a thing with songs, bad man, boy, bad man. I'm going in and no man, no rough, not tough, that man, no bad, no man. Them time there, and no call me no banana boat, man. Them tune and them Santa Fraud say they got a few seconds, and I'm a big Junior Reed fan, so I remember. So him play them Safik was so at the time we were like a stripe. Nah, like we are look a stripe. You are just you can't. I said just so you're running them time and we didn't give a damn who you are. Everybody fit dead. Cool. The dance kind of but I was nervous. Anyway, I did well. So well, Afrique want to fight me. They want to beat me up. But the dogs round at the back, down, shout out to the Lion crew and the man there. Said, no, can't deal with the stuff. So from that night there, the career started. And me and Puma met on a rampage, kill off every song in New York. Everyone.
Now to that.
Okay, you just coming on LP. You said that was the first dance, right?
Well, listen, I don't come on LP, but anyway.
All right. It was forward.
I'm sorry. So man chat, I go. We have to fix up the argument a little bit.
Yeah. So, okay, you just follow up on the song. What was the preparation? You link up with Puma. How did prior to the dance, like what was the preparation with you and Puma?
Well, sometimes we just wing it. What they say, wing it. Say spontaneity.
Yeah.
It's just a vibe. One thing that he told me and he taught me, just do your job. I'm not trying to do his job. He's not trying to do mine. Okay? Just do what I came to do. Do your job. So nobody can point the finger at you and say, hey, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. Just try to do your job. My job as an MC, MC stands for motivate the crowd, move the crowd. As the master of ceremony. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Boom. At that time, the pace was slower.
True.
Right? So it was like, And it's moving inside the men's thing, man. We all try to sound like Barry G. Barry G was the golden voice. You know what I'm saying? Barry G is the man when it came to the voice. Now I've heard about Captain Midnight and all them. I'm talking about, but as a Barry G was the man. Cause then you got Boogie G and all the man where it's a fella. Rory was the next one that sounded like, you see what I'm saying? Everybody try to sound like Rory. You know, the next generation. But for me, in my era, Barry G, go look him up if y'all don't know who Barry G is. I know Barry G, but probably the people in Jamaica, he's the man. And everybody on the sound system try to sound like Barry. So we all did that. So, you know, my selector, one more time. Reaching out to all Massive and crews. Shout out to all Flatbush Massive. It is. And then we did it like that. It wasn't, hey, you boy over there, you know, it didn't reach that. I was, you know what I'm saying? So it moved from that. This is where I came, talked about the tunes did the talking more than the MC. You know what I'm saying? So the tunes got the forward, and all I had to do was, select, that's it. Or even just make the sound effect. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was. The pace was much, much slower than now. As time went on, in that era, the culture wanted something new and fresh and heavy and exciting. And this is where we built up the juggling. You know what I'm saying? So we kind of got rid of the vocals and start went into the DJs with the rhythms, the pananis, and the stagalaks, and what's the next sling tape. All the vintage, basic, I call it now it's basic, rhythms that you know. Stalak, Ansa, Tuning, Panani, Sling Ting, Kochi. What's the next one? Cold Card, and call it the Panani Bad rhythm. That was the kind of the basic thing that they still playing up to this time, up to this day. Now it's early warm rhythms now, right? General, certain rhythms that they've done over and revived it, and we used it and thing. Then we started to work on the juggling. So certain songs on the rhythm and build up a juggling. So now you hear one butcher, and then you hear another butcher on the same rhythm, and then another butcher on the same. So the creativity, that was our creativity, and changing the lyrics and putting the lyrics to either your sound or your area, and being more a little bit specific to what they call customs.
Yeah, custom for the night.
Right. Okay. I can remember the first custom. Puma might doubt it, but the first custom I viced it for LP was Sluggy Ranks. I paid my money. Said, Sluggy, come here, man. I invite you in the basement on the sound Poison Dawn, and I find a rhythm. At that time, I said back in 90, 92, 93, Sluggy, right? That rhythm, bad man, boy, bad man. So,
That's a tempo.
right. The tempo, right. The tempo, that's jewelry cut. There you go, with the heart. So we are clash against Bodyguard. And I said, Sluggy, I need a tune with this, all right? So Sluggy said, you know, E. And if you come and dance, I'll listen LP, I play a shot a lick. Oh yeah, I mean, all right.
Yeah.
But in the intro part with the horn, him call out Bodyguard.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so when him said Bodyguard, oh my God. This is awful. In those times, man, in those times.
Yeah, shot.
Then I put him on, I forgot what's the name of the rhythm, but it go boom, boom, booga dooga doom, boom, 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 dooga doom, doom, boom, boom, dooga dooga doom. That's right. This is the real man. So, Sluggy Vice, catch them, Fred. I catch them. Only two of my Vice, I'm gonna give it to Puma, and Puma played the night in a billboard. We killed Bodyguard. Yeah, film in Wilmot. So. I think that was voiced by Jalai. There you go. Shout out to Jalai. So, yes, Utica and Schneider. Yes. So, so it started from this. So 91 to 96. So it was a 5-year run. And then, you know, the history dances that we had with Addies, the rival dances.
Stop, no man, stop right there, bro. Move over. Stop right there, bro. The first clash with you and Addies.
Right.
All right? We already know what year was that.
That was 1994. Selassie's birthday, July.
All right. Who were the selectors that you played against on Addies? Because they have some younger people that don't know, so let them know. Because they're going to say, yo, Kingpin played that early? Nah, bro. Kingpin, big up yourself. But some people, they don't know the history. Tell them the history. Who did you play against on Addies? Who was the selector and who was the MC on Addies?
Okay, so Babyface, they call him Lionface. Shout out to him. And Tony Mataran. Yeah, big up Lionface, you know, and Tony Mataran. But a lot of people don't know I clashed Tony Mataran before he was on Addies. All right? Where LP killed him. He played a song called Stingray. And if you do this, I think the audio's out there on it. So, you know, at the time he was MC that was creative. I ain't gonna lie. Seeing him for the first time, and he was just vocally. He had to do that because the sound that he was playing didn't have that much music. You know what I'm saying? So he had to do that. We won based on the tunes that we had. I think we played a Garnet Silk. He didn't have none. In course, Garnet Silk. And very blah blah. Next thing you know, we hear saying that I fought with Addies. So at that time, there was nobody else to kill but Addies. Addies was the left sound, or the sound left to kill. I kill everybody. We kill Abby. We kill Fergo. We kill Kitty. Shout out to Kitty Ranks. He's also one of my mentors and one of my teachers. Why I respect him, even though he was the enemy, the rival, he was not one of those selectors that withhold information. He passed down his knowledge to me, and I respect him and love him for that. As an enemy, you know what I'm saying? You're right, and I'm the same type. Yeah, it's passing down the knowledge. I'm not selfish. I'm not greedy. I was taught, and I'm passing down my knowledge as an elder, as an older person to the younger generation to keep the culture alive the right way. Like I said, there's a right way to play this music. All right? Somebody's trying to rewrite it, you know, and change it up, but there's just certain formats and certain ways to play this music that will always have a positive effect. I am a master when it comes to early warm. Early warm is like breakfast. And we all know breakfast is the most important meal of the day because it carries you through the day. Exactly. Okay? Some are prime time selectors, and that's it. But the best dances are the ones when you walk in and you feel the vibes. True. You ain't got to head to the bar. You ain't got to be like Goldie and smoke 6 spliffs. You know what I'm saying? To catch a vibe. You ain't got to put a 6-pack of Heineken and you got to drink the whole 6-pack before you feel. The music, as you walk in, is the vibes. That's how. And it make you want to buy a drink. See, that's what I'm talking about. So I came from that era. So, yes, 1994, like I said, Lionface and Tony Mataran, they were the Shaq and Kobe. Me and Puma was Michael and Pippen. So, you know what I'm saying? So
speaking of that, Bronx. Hold on, Bronx. Bronx did have some bad sound them time too, where LP did go against. And one of them that I remember was a sound called King Barker. I think this was Parkside Plaza. I forgot where this dance is at. You tell them where it was at. But hold on, my recollection of that dance. Somebody said, if you play this tune, me eat my shirt. Okay, let's get on that. If you play the tune, me eat my shirt. Did they play the song? And the tune was played. They came back and played the tune. So I want to know, how did that shirt taste?
Well, I don't remember that dance. You got to look that up. I really don't remember that one. You know what I said? Because I was very careful with the speeches I made. I don't remember. Now, I do remember.
They told you that, and you played it. They told y'all that about a sugar miner.
Okay, so they said,
right.
If
LP can't play the song,
yeah, man, eat my shirt.
I'm gonna eat the shirt. King Barker.
Oh, King Barker. Oh, as I said, I'm gonna eat my.
You said that speech.
That's I mean, eating thing with you, Goldie, man. Anyway, here's a dance that I do remember. We clashed against King Barker in Biltmore. I think it was some type of border clash. As you know, if you know the history in New Yorkers, there is a deep-rooted history between Bronx and Brooklyn. Um, it's like big brother, little brother. You know what I'm saying? And since Brooklyn is the Kings County, we're the bigger brother. That's what I'm saying. Now, there's some bad sounds in the Bronx. All right, and King Barker was one of them. I forgot the selector name, but anyway, I can't. Shout out to them still. I can't remember. It's a long time. They probably, right now my memory is kind of cloudy, but I'm 50. I'm over 50, so the memory's going, but it's not gone. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, shout out to King Barker. I remember them play a song, the Colonel Lighty and John Wayne. This is the song on the old time, bang and bang, ba dang, anga da ba, anga da bang, ba da 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 da, and they play Bronx man, different, Okay, they're saying now, come on, Brooklyn, all right, without the shoes, you know what I'm saying, shoes, release, all right. Everybody know I said, right? So we're just talking a court. The man then said, go outside and go for the shoes. And come back in the dance, or forward back in the dance with the shoes. And then pull some lace from the shoe, brother. And when we hear them, I'm going to say, what? I saw in a freeway back here? No, sir. Call the dog then, no? Yo, oi. Oi. So the dog them say, in a freeway, I built Brooklyn backyard? No, sir. And we go for the other bigger shoes, a boot we go for. Big boot. And the man let off the boot. And when Stero, them telling me name Stero. But the funny thing, here's what made me so different. Back in the days, selectors and MCs used to stand behind the sound.
I know, that is true.
Right?
No, it's a little different.
So I'm one of the originals. Used to watch artists perform. So I brought that to the DJ playing and step out. We used to stand where we put crates, the bandstand. We made
record trunk.
We made our own bandstand. Okay, and we stand up on the top of it, and we above the crowd where we can see the crowd, and this is where the clash has become visual now. So then, we're doing this, hey, and the crowd used to follow. I was a good motivator at that. I wasn't the most prolific speech thing and all that thing, but I tried to be myself and incorporate, like I learned from the hip hop. So I would curse in American. Some thought I was Haitian. Some people thought I was Guyanese.
Let me tell you something though. Real talk. Who don't know this? All the sound culture people who don't know this. Stereo Fish. Stereo, aka Stereo Boom. Stero Boom. We're done with the fish. Fish thing. Yeah, I mean, fish with gills get skill. But anyway, Stereo Boom killed off mostly all the big sounds early in the game.
Yeah, early in the New York.
And the main thing about this, he was American. He was American. He wasn't no Jamaican. He wasn't no West Indian. He was straight American, and he was doing that. And the people up to this day, they didn't understand that. You was one of the baddest MCs in the early 80s to the 90s. I'm not going to lie, bro. I'll give you your flowers. Next week, when you come through next week, we're gonna bring you a drink.
Listen, at my age, I don't want no flowers. Flowers we give to dead man. Give me my trophy. I'll give me some money. All right? We don't want no flowers. I don't want no flowers. You know what I'm saying? Give me my trophies, but respect. I understand what you're saying. But let me tell you my background, okay? Because my parents are Jamaican. I was the first American born in my family. But here's the question. It's not, all right? I want to let them know that it doesn't matter where you come from, right? They say the saying, it's not where you're from, it's where you at.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to know where you at. Now, a lot of people, since, Jamaicans are very, how to put it? We are influential, but we want to keep things to ourselves. You know what I said? You know, keep it to themselves. You know what I said? If another Jamaican play it, if another Jamaican say it, you know what I said? We want to think and keep it because this is ours. Reggae music is ours. You know what I'm saying? But my thinking was that, you know, I was raised as a Jamaican here in America. So when people say, "Oh, you're not Jamaican," if a cow born in a pig pen, him a what? You know, he's not a pig.
He's a cow.
He's still a cow.
Cow acting like
Right? No, not cow acting. He's still a cow. So regardless, I understand. That's a good one. So regardless of where I'm from, I was raised as a Jamaican. Okay. One thing about Jamaicans, they are very distinctive on how they move, how they walk, how they talk. Okay, how they step, how they spend money, how they speak. It's different.
American would call you Jamaican.
Right. It's different.
You know what I'm
but
saying?
this is where, you know, you have your Jamaicans and whatever, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. They used to curse my so-called patois. Oh, you don't try to, you know, when you cuss, bumbo clot, you have to stress the B, not the C. So you have to say bumbo, you know what I'm saying? Oh, wait, you know what I'm saying? I emphasize, I get, okay, cool. So, but the thing is though, America is, the Big Apple is a melting pot of all cultures, all right? So you have your Trinis, you have your Guyanese, you have a lot of everybody's in one whole melting pot. So, you know, people like to resonate what they can identify with. So this is what LP stands for: love people. Okay, we love the people, and we play for the people. And then some guys changed the LP to something else. So we had to change and say, okay, y'all and all these things, and we said, LP stands for legal pistol. I'm the one who brought up that name terminology. Legal pistol.
Bro. All right, hear this. They have a love people in Virginia. Were y'all affiliated with that love people?
I don't really know the history behind that. As far as I remember, you know, some guys from the crew, you know what I'm saying, used to do the things, you know what I'm saying, them street vibes. And, but see, we're LP. They are love people, so it's a different. You see what I'm saying? So we're LP, the letters. They're love people, the whole word. There's no affiliation. We have different dubs thing, but we did link with them. You understand? And we used to do some dance in Virginia Beach and stuff like that. But then Monday was, as I remember, was some street dudes. You know what I said? So them put in the work and them do them thing, and we just link up. At that time, we didn't mind linking up with some songs. We used to link up with Stero Sonic. Our rival back before Addis was Spectrum. And then it moved to Earth Ruler. Me and Lee Major used to fight for a while. I was doing very blah blah. Then Soul Supreme come, and then Junior P. Me and Junior P. actually went to school together. So Tilden High School, shout out Blue Devils. Okay, class of 1990. All right. So you know, it started from there. So I remember, I forget the sound that he used to play before he had his sound, Soul Supreme. So shout out to Soul Supreme. Yeah. Oh no, man, I can't remember. It's gonna forward back. The memory I got right now, people. Terminator. See,
I remember that. Yeah. How did you come up with your sound name? How did you come up with your name the first time? How did you form that name?
Oh, my name? Okay, so, you know, as a Jamaican, you know, if you see a man with a foot and he walks, so you call him Brocky. Yeah, true. Right? True. A man with a arm short, so you call him Wani. You know what I said? So I had big eyes. I used to sleep. So since I want to know, I'm going to tell you. I had big eyes. But not only that, I used to sleep with my eyes open.
For real?
Like a fish, because fishes do not have eyelids. They sleep with their eyes open.
True.
So since I love music, I said, you know what? And I talk very clearly, right? proper English, and right? So they sound like a stereo. If you understand about stereo monos, clear thing. So I put stereo. Not only that, one of my also influences was a sound called Stero One. Okay, with Lieutenant Stitchy Wolfman, rest in peace, Daddy Blue. I think so. I'm not sure, but yeah, Spanish Stone. Spanish Stero One was my sound. All right. And Stitchy was one of my big influences, along with Papa San and Professor Nuts. So incorporated the stereo or stereo and put the fish to it. And that's how it came about. All right. But since as back in those days it wasn't a problem. Okay? But now them decide said they want to call those guys fish. I ain't trying to fight society. I'll probably be fighting all day because they're gonna try to associate fish with me and think you never hear my name in no shaky business. So I said, all right. So when that I changed it. Shout out to my brethren that said boom. Because it made sense. I used to play a radio station called Boom Station. Shout out to Boom Shutter. Yeah, Boom Station. So I incorporated. I used to say boom long before man used. You know when tune get forward, it's like, boom. Yeah. I used to tell that boom, man. I tell that boom. Yeah. So and it just fit. So I just said, all right, stereo boom. So now what I did was take off one of the E's, so it's spelled Stero instead of Stereo. Okay. And then so I spell it like how it's pronounced, and that's how it came about. So. That's the gist of it. And I just want to know why, some guys will try to use S. If you know me from them time, then you call me Mr. I will answer. But these new people try. One guy, large, just start. What? Who you? No, sir. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't clashed since '96. So sometimes I played him. I went into the juggling field because at the time. Back in those days, the SOUNDCLASH was dying out. The money was in the juggling dance. Clashes only happen, once a month? True. Maybe twice a month? Yeah. Well, not even in well, back then, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Then, that was more juggling dances was 7 days a week, 365 days of the year. True. Boom. All right? And I wanted to go into that lane because I was a young father. And I had, so I got things to do and blah, blah, blah. As a Jamaican mom, she don't play. She need money. If you ain't paying, you got to get the, you know what I'm saying? So I had to become a man faster than I wanted to, but I had bills and things like that. So I followed where the money was at and went to the juggling, and I went to a song called LIBRA Love. And the reason why I forward to LIBRA Love is because I came from an era where, Father Lighty, I came from an era where sound system, the equipment was a thing. Okay, where we don't only clash with music, we clash with sound. Which sound is the cleanest? Which sound is the heaviest? Which sound is clarity? You know what I say? You could play the baddest dubs. If your sound wasn't sounding up to par, you lost, bro. You lost. You lost.
I kind of missed that, though. I missed that vibe.
Listen, I had a clash with Silverhawk. I forget who was selecting. It was somewhere upstairs. Okay? And them we had DB song for play, but I lost. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't our fault, but we lost because the sound the sound wasn't up to par compared to Silverhawk. That's how Silverhawk won. You know what I'm saying? So we had to admit that defeat. And it's just like, this is why we didn't leave our tools. We came with our equipment. So we don't have to play on our next man equipment. We brought our spare needles. We brought our centerpieces. Those 45 centerpieces, they used to steal those like they were candy. You know what I'm saying? The metal ones, not the plastic ones, the metal ones that hold the record.
Exactly what you're talking about.
You got to pull it out. Them Concord needles, the $100, if you turned the wrong way, that was gone. Out of here.
Touch the mat when you wheel up and they touch the mat.
Listen, it's a wrap. So we came with equipment. You see what I'm saying? So that we came from that era. And shout out to the ones who's doing it now that's keeping that culture alive. Venom. I got to shout out to them. Natural Vibes also. Because LIBRA Love. Yeah, Cosmic. I haven't heard Cosmic. Bad song too. Yeah, and clean.
Yeah, I've heard it play. Yeah.
They have one in Jersey too. I think Dap running that one.
Probably the same sound they
drove probably
down.
The one is, I know they got one down on
powerful stuff. So when you have a good sound system, and when your music resonates through that system, and when the bass line, it's a different effect, and that it just, so I came from that era, and that's why Libra Love was one of the cleanest sounds in Brooklyn. We held that title for 10 years straight, living up to the standards. Before they had CD players, we had CDs players on our sound. It wasn't the turntables. It was the ones that, with the two trays and came out. Then we had but we used to, that's right, with the rack with the turntables, right? If you look at the Clash segment, not segment of argument, America, Jamaica. That time I was on LP. I would clash against BS Odyssey, Travelers, and Soul Supreme. We're in Aristocrat Manor. All right, Aristocrat Manor. LP have their sound, Soul Supreme have their sound. The two Jamaican sounds we're playing on, Live or Love. And Lordy had a 10,000 watt crest.
Crest, okay, I remember
Man,
CA series, right? Yeah.
And he just turned that thing halfway. And the bass line. And he had a big rack. You got to look over the rack to see the people. All right? But the sound was clean and heavy. I said, wow, damn. But it was a juggling sound. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to Bugsy, Bam Bam. Everybody in Atlanta know Bugsy Bam Bam. Yeah, so Bugsy joined Live Love first. And shout out to Baby Q, who was one of the original selectors with Lloydie's son. Father Lloydie had a son named Tony, and another one named Kevin. And then we had a Scary, another selector, I think, named Scary. So, but they wasn't as skilled as I was with that. You know what I'm saying? It was more on a mature level. Because, we're younger, so we're the rowdy crowd. You know what I'm saying? Then you have the next crowd with the champagne and the Moet and the big league where, we went to $5 ramen. They had the $20 dance. You know what I'm saying? And the difference was our party started before 12. Their party started 4 in the morning. I'm talking about literally, bro. People did not come to the party till 4, 5, 6 in the morning. I'm talking about them time. The that's daylight dance. So imagine you string up your sound from 10 o'clock, okay? And stringing up. You playing from 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. Oh my God! And then now you play. Oh,
you like 40 crates of records.
You know what I'm saying? 40.
Remember that?
They don't understand that, bro. They don't understand. We had to play those hours. So you got the early people who came, who had jobs. You know what I'm saying? And kids, and came early and left early. You know what I'm saying? So you still got to play for them. Y'all don't. So you selectors nowadays, you talking about stamina. Play behind a sound system for 6, 7 hours. I'm trying not to play back.
No tune, that's the next thing. When I play back.
I'm trying not to play back a song where you play back already. You know what I said? All right, respect. Stero one, yes.
Okay.
So that was the era, and that was the time that I miss. And shout out to the sounds that keeping that culture alive, the sound system culture with the speaker boxes, and I mean, remember the speaker box called Gauss?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember them,
Then you have the arms called PV.
Yeah, I remember PV.
Macintosh, the Mac, but Crown at the time was the master. You know what I'm saying?
QSC too.
QSC. All right. You know what I'm saying? All right.
I remember those days.
So we remember those days, and then that was before processors came in and stuff like that.
Old crowns, like remember the old one them that looked like air conditioned?
Yes, the big one with the two handles in the front. Yeah, that was massive. And listen, y'all do not understand how to. When the man them build a sound, they rock them tall like a cabinet. Yeah. And them heavy, bro. And then I have no wheel on the button in them, And you have to lift up that, man. Joe, and the box them, and then a light board box, I know. The box them heavy. Them time they didn't have a carpet round it, you know. You just the box there just heavy, so just heavy because when the bass line you don't want it move. Them time we didn't have no clamp. You know, you just put the clamp and clamp it together and now them use.
Let me tell you what they did heavy. You remember when you have to bring the rack with all the crown them in there?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, our shit only had 3 crowns, bro. A 24, two 24s, and a 12. 2 24s. No, we didn't even get the choice. They were too big.
36.
No, we don't want that, man. 24, I mean, 2 24s and a 12. Macrotech. You hear what I tell you? And here it is. Yo, it took, and down when we bring it back by me down in the basement, we had stairs, about 4 or 5 stairs. My yo, about 5 man have whole like on one side, you know, bro. And don't make it sideways and duck on you. Oh, yes, fuck.
Yeah. So that was just a different time. It was fun times. I wouldn't change it for the world. You know what I'm saying? We had fun. It just part of the sound system. So, you know, shout out to Liberal Love. We held that standard, and that's why one of the reasons why I joined Liberal Love. Also, I wanted to see, how good I was. Liberal Love was known, but not known, so to speak. You know what I say? They were second, third fiddle to Afri. So when I joined, I kind of brought that LeBron James effect, made the people around me better because I was excited. I was young. I was no, we. All right. So let me put it this way: we never officially clashed, but we had a clash. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So you know, sometimes King Shiloh will play a song. Him not say nothing. But you just feel that tune they directed to me. You know what I'm saying? You just feel it like you said the other post, other play a song. You know what I'm saying? You say, I don't know that boy I really play a song and try to embarrass me to blur it now. You know what I'm saying? I say, yeah, you know, because you can't tell because the man will do, here it is, will, our sound rule, nobody tests. Talk hard and rough. And you said, yeah, you're for juggling, boy. Hey, boy. Yeah. But you have to keep it clean. So the in-between competition, who can bust the dance, who can play the better song, who can mix better. Who can mix better, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because back then, it was more to me what came out of the speakers. Okay? How did it sound? Music is sound. So everything has to coordinate. The sound, even the way you hit the sound effects.
That is true.
Some guys used to hit the sound effects before the punchline comes. Yes, how you drop in the bass. So all that mattered to us. You know what I'm saying?
Remember with the turntable, you have to watch the rumble, because even when you're playing the album, certain time the bass can't turn.
That's right, and we used to that's right. So we used to put some big sponges under the turntable, so we don't get the vibration. Because when we draw the bass will vibrate the needle and all. So all of that we learn about acoustics, where we put there's a certain way where you have to face the speaker boxes so you can get a surround sound. I saw one sound brought one what we call banking, right? And full up the whole room, brother. One banking, Banking are just 4 bass, 2 mid-range, 2 top, And we say kick up the man up, and they sound a beat. And one of man they have about 10 speaker box, bass box, and then I can't sound like, what I mean? That mattered. That mattered, bro. And Liberal Love, I knock on wood, shout out to Father Light, he spend money on his sound. And I loved him for that, and he was always one of the first, if not the first, to test out certain equipment, DBXs and processors, and what's that one that made the bass go with just the bass, Richter scale. How is it, bro? The Richter scale, because we instead of the button up here, so right, instead of the button up on the mixer, we used to use the button on the Richter scale. I was like, one, I made a different what? So even again, right? Even again, it has changed because we had a selector, an MC,
and even a selector past the record.
well, and an operator. The operator. right? Selector, MC, operator, bandsman. So you find the record, you play the record, me mix the record, one taught the record, one man beat the drum machine. All night. That's it. So this is why it's so important that we're trying to tell the younger generation that teamwork makes the dream work. This one-man army doing everything, it may be cool, but I like what we call synergy. If anybody understand what synergy is, all right? When I don't even have to look at the laptop or what's on the turntable, I know what's, and you know what I'm saying? And I just have that confidence that you're gonna mix the hell out of that song. And I don't have to tell you what. Only thing, we communicate, but it's not to the point, that confidence. You know what I'm saying? Where I can do my job, you do your job, and we work in synchronizing things for the people. Well, there's no room. Yeah, there's no room. There's no room. So there's no room. The sounds. You have it on the side. Yeah, right. Actually, get one of them. No. The technology is out of this world, but at that time, this is what we, as we call family, a crew. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be the crew and the sound. And
selectors learn. Cause nowadays, you have a DJ just go play. He's not growing on a sound where you sitting there and listening to an early warm. Because even if you is not playing, you're in the dance and you're here, for early warm, and you learn, you're moving with the sound. Nowadays, you just get a laptop, you go.
Even that. Nowadays, a man no step on a sound too long, bro. A man no step on a sound. Big up all the man them who step on a sound more than a year for this year that just passed. Cause some man no step on sound, one dance, Charlie gone. For real. That's why dedication and loyalty is what make your sound big, boy.
I'll put it like this. I have changed sounds. For certain reasons. If you're gonna, two different worlds, but if you always talk about loyalty, there's only one person you're supposed to be loyal to, is to yourself. True. You have to be loyal to yourself before you can be loyal to others. That's just my opinion. True. If it ain't working out, you don't. If you see the ship going down, you gonna stay loyal? Really? To that? Not your fault. Maybe the boss' fault. Maybe management fault. Maybe loyal to yourself. Yeah. But what you don't want to do is burn bridges. True. And make enemies. You know what I'm saying? You must cross again. So, hey, man, it's not working out, bro. But we cool, right? And try to leave on good terms. Because you never know. You may have to forward back. As you see, Soul Supreme is on a rise. They got a clash coming up. Shout out to Mello. Right? Animosity. Shout out to Animosity. Just see if we can. That's down here. That's right. That's what is that? March. What's the date? Look it up for me. We'll try to get the thing. So big shout out to them. So they got a team. You're gonna see AK and Saeed, and you're gonna see Jake's. What's the other selector name? Izzo. So that's a good fight. It's a tag team match. I want to see that. Who's the better? With the crew, with the crowd, right, and same thing, who, because the one-man army thing is, I like to see teamwork. That's what the era I grew up. And there's nothing wrong with it. If you find a one-man army who could do everything, select, play, hit the sound effects, find the song, front the bass, you know what I'm saying? If you could do that, shout out to him. But I see that more in a juggling. It's very hard. Shout out to Jimmy Spliff. Jimmy Spliff is one of them. Jamie Bad. Yeah, Jamie Bad, Young Ark. I could tell you a history about Young Ark by itself. But who else is Kingpin? Yes, Kingpin. The solo selectors. But the ones who have a crew and a team together, where I think they're just longevity-wise last longer. True. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, songs get double dates. So you can go we work together as a team, but you can play by yourself. Yeah, and then right. Yeah. But really you see, clashes are more challenging. Yeah, you have no room for error. You're right, sir. They have no room for error. You can't. Panta. the greatest things he's done in the SOUNDCLASH world, he had Yunzi with him or somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Playing where he just did his job. Same thing with B.S. Odyssey. Right? Same thing with all the greats. All right? Even Mataran had Johnny Killer. Links has some young youth. You see me I say? So that's important to me. And like I said, you don't have to think like me. If you agree, you agree. If you disagree, you disagree. I'm not saying don't do it. But to me, teamwork make the dream work.
I agree. It's just challenging sometimes to find somebody on the same page or willing, that's why it's kind of good when you grow in the sound. But,
March 16th is the clash. I kind of agree, but we have to separate the outside from the inside. What I mean by that is, okay, we work well together, right, when we're playing music. But once the dance done, you do your thing and I do my thing. You see what I'm saying? That's just what it is. That's just how it is. All right? Pay me what I need to pay you. Then we go about the, you know what I'm saying? Most of them I see you when I see you, cool. Like very few is the ones we're friends, we grow up on things. But you have a skill set, and I got a skill set, and we work well together. I don't have to like you, or you don't have to like me. You know what I'm saying? But we got to work together to get the job done. Because the people, you see what I'm saying? Exactly. They were wicked. They didn't get them involved. You see what I'm saying? So it's just what it is what it is. So that's what the two. Now, it would, in a perfect world, that would be great, right? But nothing good lasts forever.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying? The thing is that progress must be made. You know the tune with Mavada said, "We know nothing with you unless show some progress." So loyalty is good, but you know the saying when they say, "Yo, you've been selling weed for 10 years and you ain't moved to coke." You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing, bro? No, I understand about staying in your lane. You ain't trying to do it, but where's the progress, bro? You know what I'm saying? So at least try. Right? At least try. So shout out to all those selectors that build their sound, have their own sound. You started from a group, but now you got your own thing. Shout out to you and all the blessings that you could have in the future for that, right? Because the more the merrier. Cool. But you just got to know what you're doing in this business. All right? It's a what I'm saying, that will cut your foot business, you know what I said? So, he's been in the game for like 10, 20 years. All right, and he's been charging $1,000, and I'm like, yeah. I just called, yo, promoter, what's your charge, Shiloh? What's your charge? I got, somebody do it for free, you see me? I start cutting, right? Because I want that exposure. Yeah. But it ain't gonna last forever, because he ain't gonna play for free forever. You know what I'm saying? And some of these dudes now, this is the reason why they play for free. And then what? They play their ass off, try to get the money pull up to make up on the back end. True. All right?
That's a new thing. That wasn't back in the day.
Listen, money pull up started in Brooklyn. Shout out to Roger Slaughter, Bada Bada crew that started that. All right? Because back in the days, when I tune bad and we get for what we used to do.
What you mean?
You play a song and then, a bad song and I get forward, what we used to do.
Buy them a drink or gunshot.
Right? Legal, right?
Yeah.
So the money pull up replace the legal. Okay. And it's much more safer that way.
Yeah. I remember getting forward and man buy your Heineken. We are drink. Because you play a bad song and then bring a Heineken for you.
Bring a Heineken. But legal.
Yeah, and that too.
I'm going to tell you, as a person that that is a different feeling. I don't think y'all understand. I want y'all to go listen to Earth Ruler. Man, listen, go listen to Earth Ruler versus King Addies in a Biltmore 1993. And I want y'all, it was back and forth, bro. It was back and forth. I don't think y'all understand. In Biltmore, you had that squad, Earth Ruler squad on one side, and Addies on one side, okay? And the middle empty. Everybody are gone, Yo, people, I don't think y'all understand. So, Ertula, play a song. Okay? And we're indoors. You gotta understand that. So, shot will ricochet. Somebody's gonna get hurt. Somebody, you know what I'm saying? But nobody, listen, I don't think y'all understand. It's not like a mass shooting. Where you hear it, everybody run. You can't run, brethren. Tell them the goalie, you can't run. You cannot run. You can't run. Where we're from? We're from the jump. We can't run. Yup. Pum pum. What? Run what? You listen. Earth will appear and shut a boss. And cheer a fling. It's like a daggone bonfire or something almost about the rowdiness, bro. Sure, boy. It's all right. Earth will lead. Earth will lead, you know. Not far, but them a lead. Babyface decide say, I eat this blood, not. I find Ninja Man on the bounty. If you think I'm lying, go listen to it on YouTube. Find it in YouTube, 1993, Ertula versus Addis. And then SoundCloud, whatever. This is the famous Slang Ting rhythm with Ninja Man and Bounty Killer. Even though our cut is the better. LP cut is better. All right, I got the pictures too. I have the pictures in my phone of the night I voiced that. But anyway, you will show that. But anyway, yeah, he played the song. The song get pulled up four times. I would say 4 or 5 on the cassette, whatever. But while it was played, man, may get me food. Think for run, pop, 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 no, run, pop, pop, pull up, start again. Hey, phenomenon one phenomenon, no, you get me food, pop, pop. Then the song, it's like the song I play, and then forward. Then it goes way down into the next part of the song forward. Don't forget we're starting way back from the beginning. So it's like stages with the song, brother. Yo, you know, yeah. That when you talk about one song, one shot, one kill, that was one that I witnessed. Okay, witness. There was many songs that has done that, but that song, to Ertula, and even Lee Major, if he's honest, he'll tell you, because he told me that he talks about it. He said, yo, he had to go outside for the pair of shoes, because yo, it was, and this is what the people, the real fans out there want. They want that rivalry, right? Where, remember in the NBA, let's compare it to sports. In the NBA, you know, you used to foul a man. You know, I'm not trying to be on your team, bro. I'm trying to beat your team, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to team up. You know what I'm saying? Fouls was fouls and all that. Now the NBA is more friendly. You know, it's a sport. We're just here for the check. You know what I'm saying? And this is, and right, it's not serious back then. It was, and this is the same. Listen, you couldn't even par with no man. You understand, bro? I couldn't go in your area, in your part of town, and be like, no. I have to be escorted. Exactly. But in the streets, it was, and this is with some of the old schools. I see them out there. They want it like that. But this is a new wave, and it was dangerous back then. A lot of people died. a lot of people got hurt in Brooklyn off of that, bro. I was clashing against Addis. Shot boss. Man, right next to me. Drop on the floor, brother. Behind the song. But we have to play it off. Hear me? No. Legal! My brother, what? You know what I'm saying? But I can't run. I cannot run. I am not running. I'm from Brooklyn. I'm not running. I got to kill you by any means necessary. Okay? Speaking.
Sometimes the other song we use it as means of intimidation. But if I stand up.
Yeah, we have to stand. But of course, yeah, the use of. But see, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I'm from an era. We had rules in SOUNDCLASH. Singing before DJ, no playback sound, certain other rules. Well, let's go to the playback sound thing, right? I broke those rules, okay? Because in those days, you played back a song, you lost, bro.
True.
Unless you played it on 45. and I played it on dub plate.
I think the dub
Right?
bigger.
The dub bigger. So if I play it on dub plate, I'm good, right? You know what I'm saying?
But not
Or
the same
it's
dub.
not the CM dub. You understand? Even if it's on a different rhythm, we just didn't play. It play already. Nope, that's out. This is where the tactic came in. Pop off hand, pop off leg. 'Cause once I played it, you can't play it back. Times have changed. Rules are made to be broken. We broke that rule versus Addies. Okay, Addies just played the Beanie Man. Say man for you, no girl, in a bum.
Yeah.
I told them, and you can see it on YouTube. I told them, I said, I'm gonna play about this song. Hear them now. Boo them, boo me. Boo them. I said, shh, listen. Hey, this is Beanie Man from Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah,
I remember telling
that.
them,
Yeah,
right?
remember
Right?
that. Yeah,
And then don't play the Beanie Man on the soca rhythm, right? Okay? All of them on them went, and they play us lift up,
I remember that dance. I remember that clearly.
right? It showed, so then it showed who's the selector, who's a better selector. Because I play back a song that you just played and got a bigger forward. That means you didn't select it right. And not my cut is better than your cut. This is where it evolved to.
And then you know what's the next thing though? You said nowadays they're mixing the song on the first line. Cause sometimes some people in the crowd didn't even hear the song.
Okay, so this is,
That
but right. It's so fast they didn't even hear it. But I agree with that. This is what I told you about. The pace is faster now, people. The pace is faster. Because I was talking to them, and it bothered me too. But they said, listen, we're not at a rum bar, and this ain't a jukebox. I don't need to hear. I hear this song all the time. I don't need to hear it to the third, fourth line. I get it. One line. Cut, keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? There's too much music out there to just stick on that. The juggling has changed. When we played Pepper Seed, we used to play every song that was on the Pepper Seed, from Gary Minot to the big the Buju on the Pepper Seed. It just had it, you know what I'm saying? Dave Kelly was built to juggling like that, right? So now, what has it changed to? We just find the hot songs or paste on a topic. 2 on the Pepper Seed, I call it hopscotch the tune. Hopscotch the tune. How you're juggling. Thing like,
how you
right, and
pacing
pace
yourself,
yourself. So this is a skill set also. This is why selecting is important. So how to pace yourself and play the music so it doesn't sound boring. Because only a few selectors who can play Pepper Seed in this era make it sound like the Massacre would just come out what they Those are the good selectors. We can play certain old rhythms and old songs and make it sound like them tune that just come out. Respect to all those selectors who can do that and study that craft. And it's an art form, and you have to know your art form when it comes to playing music. Also as MCing. There's rules to MCing too. Some guys don't know about voice control. They scream. You have to know your voice. They scream loud and they sound distorted. They're not in cohesion or in synchronism with the song. So big up our ganja man and I thought pum pum tune player.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? The speech don't connect. Yeah. All right. Some MCs have that it factor. When you see that they just command attention, people or eyes on them. That's why Fire Links is so great. If you watch him, he shouts. So shouting and screaming is 2 different things. I can shout, right? And it's not annoying. You have some MCs, they're annoying to the ears. But you have some guys who will do the same thing and it sounds sweeter. It's just not as annoying. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
They know when to go up.
They know when to go.
Because they have someone, they claim they're MCing, but it's just a high pitch straight through. They're not talking. You put the little vibe. So you understand and you go back. It's not a straight.
Yeah. So, like I said, you have certain MCs that have that I call it factor, where they just command the room. Anything they say, but you have to have that. It's not something that is. It can be taught, but it's hard. But you have to have it. You know what I'm saying? It's like a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So, a few selectors had it. They just command the room. But one thing. You have somewhere but just lyrical. Mataran was lyrical. He used his lyrics. Fire Links is a totally different. What he does is he works the stage. He's more performance based. You know what I'm saying? With the lyrics. So if you notice, you watch, he works the stage. He works all corners of the stage. He will walk from that corner to that corner and get the crowd involved. He talks to the crowd like how me and you are talking right now. He doesn't sound robotic. That's also changed. Massive, on ready? Yeah, we don't want more. Yeah, what me for do with the boy? Yeah, Mr. Say murder him. Mr. Kick up him. Yeah, cuss about. Get the crowd involved. You see what I'm saying? A lot of MCs don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That is true.
Because, like I said, they're doing too much. I say they're just doing too much. Only a few can do. Richie Feelings is one great juggling selector. I got to give him credit too. Richie Feelings is a bad man. Shout out to him. I seen it. And I mean, I seen that man work. He's good. I don't know what he's blogging nowadays. He's one of the first bloggers probably out there back in the day. Shout out to Richie Feelings, funny as hell. You ever hear him do Zebra?
No, not really. Some things with him data, on Instagram.
Yeah, shout out to him. Shout out, bro. So him can DJ, him can select, him can do nothing. So yeah, so we don't have much time, but what else you want to talk about? But that's
Okay, we're gonna ask you a question, and then we're gonna done the show until next week.
All right.
And you're gonna be back, 'cause you got a lot of history, bro. You got a lot of history.
On LP, right? What is your anthem in LP's box? What would you say your one anthem song?
Well, here's the funny thing, right? I heard a lot of chatter on Sound Chat Radio on what's the anthem, and people said that the audience decides what's your anthem on the sound, and I disagree because you can't trust people. So some people will feel like, say for instance, Stone Love, respect Stone Love, right? Popular song around the world. Some people will say, now you may have more than one anthem, but I know Stone Love for the Thriller You on the score rhythm. Stone Love sound is warmer than the sun. All right? Known around the world. When they came, the first song that they played was that, signifying their sound and thing. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Before the Buju, we want to Stone Love sound will play every. Now people will pick that because that song got more forward, or always get forward, for that song. For me, the Thriller You is the first one before the Buju, and that signifies in my era. Maybe I'm old-fashioned, but they said Thriller You is the anthem. Now for LP, one of the first dub plates from a so-called top artist was a Frankie Paul. Ooh, LP, I think I love you from head to toe. We had that on the Heart Stomach, and it's not a lot of people don't know the box, but I consider that one. We have also a dub from Naturally. All right, LP down the room will tell the people I'm back in town. And on LP sound, and he was just was a good singer. But shout out to Naturally. That was just Puma loved that dub. He would always play that dub. I would say that would more signify what LP is known for, more of a singing song. I think the selector dictates what's your anthem. This is our anthem. Okay? Like Jammy's. What's Jammy's anthem?
Well, I could say rhythm like
No, not even. That's dub plate. That's one, right? But I could tell you one, right? Same artist though. Johnny Osbourne, right? Dum 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 dum. Ooh, what a la la. See, what?
Yeah.
What?
I was trying to
Yeah. What? From the rhythm starts. It's on the record, but that's one of the anthems. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Jack Scorpio. Right? Jaro got anthems, right? Jano, right? See, you know Scott. Right? Already, you know. Try the tenor saw. We all tenor saw. But you see what I'm saying? The crowd didn't dictate that. The selector dictated what was it. You see what I'm saying? So Some people have different opinions. That's just my opinion. The selected dick. That's why I asked you, what is your anthem?
For example,
It's switched. It's switched. So some would say,
I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say Addies. Danny Dread will have songs from his era that maybe that song was when you say Danny Dread, you just certain songs are on it. But then when Mataran, I'm not thinking of them Tenasa. So with that being on LP now, like with Stereo Boom, your song from LP, like you see what I'm saying?
I got.
Even with Jaro.
I like vocals. I'm a rubber dub soldier. As you hear in the dance now, a lot of these old rhythms, and they trying. Everybody check. Hey people, what we're gonna do is start a Cash App so Goldie can get some new equipment. Because this not working up, whatever, bro. But anyway. All right, okay, but it's the first night, so we give you a break. It's all good. But we see I lost my train of thought.
Brand new equipment today.
Yeah, brand new equipment.
Yeah, man, 5 camera. You think I joke?
Him thief that, I got to call you a crook, that. The crown I take off, right? Old dog, that. Anyway, shout it out. We're gonna try to wrap this up. But yeah, we want to save it for later. Save it for the next conversation. Save for the next show, I think. But let me tell you something, massive. You heard it yourself. King Shiloh is a bad sound, and the man say I'm ready for any song for the 2024. So line up. And I would love to see you in action. Do you have any dates coming up that we should know about? Not yet. Can I be your manager?
Shoot, I might. Yeah, we'll start.
We can start?
Yeah.
I don't
know if you remember. You remember when you did that intro for me in Brooklyn?
No, I don't. Sid, well, you don't tell me.
You forgot?
I forgot.
Oh, shoot. When I was clashing Love People, you don't remember that? When you did a little thing for me?
Okay, I forgot about that. All right. Shout out to Maccabee. Okay, yes. All right. Me do the intro. You can't find it? You have it in there, sir? Let me see if you can find it. I remember the bridge said, yo, I need to do an intro and say, yo, the love people over there are the fraud. Yeah, are the fraud. What's your name? LP? Yeah, I'm going to just do the intro. All right, what's all that? I remember that it busted the dance. It make you win the dance. You win the clash or fight. You won the dance or fight. Yeah, I think of yes. A lot. You have it. All right. So here, these people. Let's hear what you say. And me do an intro for King Shiloh versus Love People. Since them name Love People, and we LP knows for Love People, stands for Love People, and blah blah. So me don't know. It turned on. Goldie, fix up. You need something, man. With the music. Oh, okay. Let me hear what I'm going. All right.
Yo, Ross. You want me here? Oh, yeah. I saw from Virginia. One come test King Shiloh of Brooklyn. You hear what them name now? Love People. Love People.
Start this one again. Turn it up. Let me hear this. All right. Play it again. Let me hear this.
You hear me here? Oh, yeah. I saw from Virginia. One come test King Shiloh of Brooklyn. You hear what them name now? Love People. Love People. They love people. Now you tell me now. What sound in New York named Love People?
LP me know.
LP me know too. We are hear me this original Starfish from the original sound LP International. So we don't know where y'all go with that sound there. But the name Love People. There's only one Love People. And we from New York. So what some guy attack? You hear me now? Watch out for them splice tune never play. I could all LP tune never play no done. Joke sound over there, so lock off. Yo, son boy over there, so. You're a fraud. You're imitator. You're a carbon copy. You're an idiot sound. But you want to come test King Shiloh with that name there, what? Love people. Well, this is original Starfish with Bad No Bitch from ever since. We play upon the real love people. LP International Field Marshal and Partial. And we out long time from 1982. So what do you? Yeah, even though Shiloh, me and see them boy they left Brooklyn, gone to Virginia, come back to Brooklyn for come test your sound. We send them boy they back in a body back of them tough for tag. With the blood clot do some boy.
You see how we used to do intro? A 2 intro, me get?
Yeah, it was like a 1 long intro.
Yeah. So, no respect, Massive and crew. Shout out to King Shiloh. All the blessings and all the love for the 2024. Big up and shout out to all Atlanta Massive. We out here in these streets. Shout out to our hometown, New York City. Shout out to Florida, all on the East Coast. Shout out to the sounds on the West Coast. Shout out to the sounds overseas in Europe. Shout out to all the sounds there in Africa. Shout out to all the sounds further east, far east in Japan and China that support this thing called reggae music. We love it bad. We love it to our heart and soul. Keep the vibes. Keep the SOUNDCLASH thing alive. Keep the music alive. All you entertainers out there, make sure you handle your business and handle your business correctly. It's easier now than when we had to do it. Because when we did it, we had to hit the streets. All right? We didn't have social media out there, push a button, or talk about like, share, and subscribe. No. We didn't have that. We had to put in the work in these streets and do it. So, shout out to all Massive and crew. Shout out to Mellow Promotions. Look out for that big clash that's coming up between King Animosity and Soul Supreme. What's that, March 16th? At the base. Make sure we see your face in other place. Yeah, man, it's going to be a wicked clash. Goldie, step up. Step up, brother. This is your platform. I need you to tell the people what's going on, what they got to go look forward to looking for in the 24 with this platform that you call it. What you call it, room, yeah?
Dub life.
Dub life.
Yeah, man, everything about dub in your life, my youth. Yeah, man, how you mean, youth? Everybody next week, Dub Life. We at sound culture thing. You see me, I say we support sound culture, yo. So that's what I don't go to no tight pocket parties, yo. You know, yo, me no go tight pocket party, yo. Yeah, man, me no go tight pocket party. Straight, if you not play dub plate in your party, me not come, my you. That man tell you, my you. Yeah, man. Party, yes, man. Tune for me, bumbo clock. Money, yeah. Where we say Dub Life. Where you say Roksi, big up yourself.
Yeah, man, big up with us so easy, you know. Big up to love people, man, because we have a couple down juggling dance, so I come up with them, you know. No disrespect, I just...
Yo, shout out to people. They out here in Atlanta.
Yeah, for real. Big up themselves. I remember next week, same time, 2 to 5. Well, I'm going to get a brata this week. Go over the 5. Yeah, but they are every week.
I like the energy, bro.
Yeah, respect. Yeah. For real.
You're not clash nobody. You're not.
Yeah. For real.
Free.
Yeah, man. Yeah. All right. So we say, what on? What for it still?